What's up everybody and welcome to Post Hype. So today we're going to be doing our first ever review on the channel. I've never reviewed anything in my life and I don't even know how to review something honestly, but I'm just going to spew out my opinions, and if you guys are interested, I hope that you stay and watch. If you guys like the video, make sure to smash that like button. But let's just jump into it right now. I'm going to say spoiler alert. I don't know how to talk about this without spoilers, but basically Wednesday follows Wednesday Addams of Addams Family fame, and she's going into her first year at Nevermore Academy, which is this school for outcasts who have powers like basically werewolves, vampires, like Medusa type people who have like snakish hair and that sort of thing. Basically everything you would ever think of like that sort of genre, like the creature genre. They go to this school and they're more accepted, but the tricky part and the ironic part is that the school is built on a village that is like super prejudiced towards their kind of people, and over the years I guess that prejudice has kind of died down, or at least you think it has. But as the story goes on, you kind of find out more and more, and there's a secret mystery that is going on throughout the entire show that doesn't deal with Wednesday and her relationships, but with a monster. There's been a monster killing people at least for the last few weeks or months before her entrance at the academy, and it's up to her for some reason to solve it all. So I think Jenna Ortega does a really good job. Just to go over the cast right here, we have Gwendolyn Christie as Principal Weems. She does a fantastic job in this show. I mean, obviously I love her in Game of Thrones. She was also good in Sandman. I'm seeing her everywhere right now, and she's just a fantastic actress. I think she played her part very well. We have Jamie McShane as Sheriff Galpin. He was super good. He plays a very good, rough, tough, and no nonsense type of sheriff, so I thought his character was really good. Honestly, I thought all of the characters were portrayed really well by their actors. The story at the end is kind of where I got caught up a little bit, but we'll go ahead and talk about that a little bit later. Now, Hunter Duhan plays Tyler, probably my favorite character in the show. I was a big stan of Wednesday and Tyler. I thought I was gonna ship them the whole way. And then we also have Percy White as Xavier Thorpe, Emma Myers as Enid. She does a super great job as well. I've actually seen some interviews with Emma, and she like is totally different from her character, so I respect that as from an actress perspective. Like, she did a great job portraying this super bubbly and cheery character. I really like that. And we also have Joy Sunday, who played Bianca, who is Xavier's ex-girlfriend in the show. There's a couple other characters as well, as Christina Ricci coming as Marilyn Thornhill, and as you guys may know, Christina Ricci played the original Wednesday Addams way back in the day, and so it's just this whole entanglement of a bunch of good characters. But basically, I thought the most interesting part was the first few episodes, seeing Wednesday kind of be in a fish out of water scenario in this new school. She gets her own uniform that's black. Everything about her is dark and monotone, and everything about her in this world is very colorful and vibrant. But the contrast plays very well into her character, and it really seems like the main story should have been her developing into a character who learns that she needs people in her life, who she can trust people and rely on them, and that she can't go through this life all by herself. But it kind of doesn't end that way. I'm just gonna fast forward a little bit. At the very end, I think it's rushed in my opinion. If you guys seen it, let me know how you feel down in the comments below. But we get a great story for the first 4, 5, 6 episodes. We get these one-offs of like her doing this like boating challenge with Enid. We also get storylines with her and the beekeeper guy. Wednesday and Eugene become very good friends, and even though they seem like the most unlikely of friends, they do develop a good bond by the end of the story. But there's a mystery going on. Who is this monster? The person killing everybody is not found, and we don't even know if it's a person or not. It's assumed by the sheriff that it is a student from Nevermore, but we never know why he has that assumption. It just seems like he has a prejudice like everybody else in the town. However, even though this seems to be the main storyline, we also have another storyline happening at the same time about this guy who was a pilgrim way back in the day, and Wednesday Addams' ancestor like killed him or something. That all got a little blurry for me and just seemed not to be as interesting as the main storyline, which I feel like could have been the focus of the show. It seems like they kind of had too much going on and it all got entangled at the end, and it wasn't wrapped up in a proper way, which is I think my biggest gripe with the series. It was directed by Tim Burton for the most part. I think the first 4, 5, 6 episodes were all directed by him, and you can totally tell. I mean, the cinematography is beautiful, the aesthetic is there. It just has that vibe of like a Tim Burton film, which I really enjoyed. But the mystery is where they lost me, because by the end of it, it's wrapped up way too fast. Like they throw you through so many loops. Like first you think it's Tyler, and then you think it's Xavier, and then you're like, wait, maybe it's the psychiatrist, and then you're like, wait, no, it's Xavier again, and then you're like, wait, no, it's Tyler again. They just keep trying to throw you off, and I think the story would have been played out a little bit better if they just let you as an audience member follow all of the clues instead of throwing out fake clues to just kind of throw you off in a fake way. I don't know if that makes sense, but like from the beginning, you could kind of see who it was going to be. At least I could. Tyler was my first assumption for being the monster that's killing everybody. But by the time you get to like episode 7 or 8, they've already made you feel like, and also Wednesday has accused 2 other people of being the monster and the person in control of the monster, both Dr. Kinbot and Xavier. So it's like, okay, well, Wednesday Addams is our protagonist, and she's accusing wrong people and not only causing them to go to like prison for these accusations, but causing them to be murdered. Like Dr. Kinbot literally dies after she's accused, and it's almost seemingly because of Wednesday. So like, am I supposed to support this character who's making these terrible decisions? And like, as a detective or whatever she's supposed to be, or just a student uncovering these mysteries, she's doing like a good job, but also a horrible job simultaneously. I don't know 100% what the story was supposed to be telling me at that point. Like, I felt like the story should have been, like I said, Wednesday growing to learn that she needs these attachments and these friendships to solve this mystery at the end of the day. But the Sirens and a lot of her friends from Nevermore, they come and help her kidnap Tyler. But then when Tyler doesn't transform right in front of their face, they all give up on her and they leave. And then she gets arrested. But then Tyler immediately goes up to her and tells her that he's the bad guy. Like, what? Like, why did he just tell her out of nowhere in the police station that he is the bad guy and the monster? It didn't make any sense. And also, after that, she goes back to the school and tells the other students and everybody that it is Tyler. And now they believe her again, when literally maybe 24 hours ago, they all ditched her and said she was crazy for trying to torture him. So it just felt like the story and the message kind of got convoluted along the way and kind of got lost in translation. And they really just strayed away from that and more towards like a badass action scene in the last like episode of the series. And I don't know, that kind of just threw me off because I felt like the vibe and the aesthetic and the mystery leading up to everything was so enticing and had me so engaged. And then by the end, the last 2 episodes, they just had to wrap everything up so fast. And her, like, the message of her character just didn't seem like it was hitting for me. Like, what lessons did she learn as a character in this show that she should just accuse every single person that she has a single suspicion about and then be wrong, but then keep accusing and then be right eventually just by like statistics, you feel me? Just by chance, she's gonna eventually accuse the right person. I don't know. It was crazy. I also thought another issue that I had with the show was the Goody Addams storyline, because Wednesday literally gets stabbed in her stomach or her heart, I forget, in the last episode. And then her ancestor, who she's been having like these telepathic like conversations with and having like visions of, is able to heal her just by like touching her. I mean, it's not explained at all, and whatever. I mean, there's literally werewolves and vampires and all this nonsense, so maybe I'm thinking a little too into it. But as far as the story's concerned, like basically she just got brought back to life by someone in the past who's talking to her through visions that she's having, and somehow that allows her to have this healing power because she's like a witch or something. It just didn't make a lot of sense to me, and maybe I wasn't paying attention enough, even though I was pretty invested. So I don't know, I felt that all got a little wacky and weird at the end. Like, she just got brought back to life. The bad guy got killed in like 15 minutes just by shoving some sword in his heart. He didn't even do anything when he came back to life except start a fire on the campus. Like, there was no like repercussions for any of the wrong accusations that Wednesday gave throughout the show. And at the end of the day, she saves the day, but nothing really happened. I mean, the guy who got brought back to life by, spoiler alert, Christina Ricci's character, who ends up being the daughter of some character who like doesn't like the Nevermore students, and he's a normie and stuff. And so to avenge her father and to bring back to life this pilgrim who wants to get rid of all of the Nevermore students as well, she brings him back, and then he just gets killed in like 15 minutes. It just seemed all too rushed, and there was no like real meaning at the end of the story. Like, it doesn't seem like Wednesday learned any lessons from this. Yeah, she ended up trusting people like Enid by the end and genuinely building friendships with people like Eugene as well. but that could have happened without any of this story happening. Like, it was just their character development throughout the first couple episodes where they're doing like the beekeeping and they're doing the boat race and all that sort of thing. Those were the interesting moments to me, where she was building these relationships with people as a character who doesn't want relationships or feels like those relationships are like negative for her. She doesn't have any value in them because they'll just hold her back, or those relationships will make her feel and have to act a certain way because if those people get hurt along the way, that's her responsibility. And so I feel like that messaging got lost with the grand like monster story, and I feel like it could have been all interweaving a little bit better in my opinion. I don't know. You guys let me know down in the comments below. What did you guys think of Wednesday? I thought overall it was good. If I had to throw a number on it, I'd say a 7 out of 10. I thought it was pretty good for aesthetic purposes. The writing for the most part, the comedy, the action was really good. I thought the CGI was a little lackluster, but it's a Netflix series. I mean, you can't expect the world. This isn't a Marvel movie production, that's for sure. And I thought Jenna Ortega and the characters and the actors who portrayed them did a great job. That was honestly my favorite part of the show, is I really was invested in all of the characters, and I think all of the actors and actresses did a fantastic job with their characters. I just thought at the end it felt a little rushed, and the story could have been maybe like taken a couple more episodes out. They could have given the main villains more time to shine and have actual motivation, because our main villains is one who's a secret the entire episode, Christina Ricci's character, or the entire season. You don't even know she's the villain. And then the actual monster is like shown to be 3 different people at the end. And then there's also the pilgrim guy, who he's just evil. I mean, like, none of those have like real good motivations for me. And obviously every character who's evil doesn't have to have like this crazy deep complex motivation, but for a show like this, like, I felt like it needed something a little extra to like give it that oomph to be one of those top tier Netflix series. But yeah, like, our main 3 villains just kind of seem kind of bland and unmotivated, and I think that was my biggest gripe with the show. They were just evil for the sake of being evil. I think Christina Ricci's character was the only one who maybe had some sort of reasoning for her ways. Like, her family was scorned by the Nevermore students, and so she was seeking revenge. But Tyler was just used by her. The pilgrim was just evil, some witch guy. I mean, I don't know. I've gone off enough. I like the series overall. I'm kind of like being a little too pessimistic and negative. I just want to like emphasize the parts that I thought could be better. And if it's renewed for a season 2, hopefully they take those suggestions and other people feel that way and they can kind of build upon that. Because I thought overall the series was good. Like I said, I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. But I felt like there was room for improvement, and I'd like to see that improvement happen if they do go and greenlight a season 2. So you guys let me know down in the comments below, what did you guys think of Wednesday? If you guys like these videos, make sure to smash that like button. Other than that, we're gonna wrap this one up here. If you guys didn't like the video, make sure to let us know where we can improve in the comments below. Like I said, this is my first review ever, so I was kind of just rambling. I don't know exactly how to talk about TV shows and series and a whole like that, but like I said, we're just gonna wrap this up here. My name's MJ. This has been Post Hype. We'll see you guys around next time. Peace out.